Oh, God, why do my arms hurt? Fuck. Don't get old.
Oh, I've got fucking 10 years on you. Oh. The theme tune's muted.
I should be muted.
Welcome to another Fortean Words. It's another spooky time of the week, and don't forget, it's a small thing for us. It's a big thing for us, but it's a small thing for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's a small step for man, but like and subscribe, giant leap for mankind.
Yeah, algorithm, blah blah blah, etc. etc.
Please leave a comment in the comments, because then you write comment and it makes me happy. We can
especially when they go, "What the fuck are these people talking about?" They literally talk shit or whatever. What was the one you really liked?
Well, when Jonathan Wasp wrote a scathing criticism on the show, saying you'll never get on the BBC with that attitude.
Wibble wobble. He said at the end.
Yes. What? I mean, it's Jonathan Wasp if he says wibble wobble.
Yeah, that's literally that's the secret handshake for Jonathan Ross.
Well, it's nice to know that Jonathan Wasp is a fan of the show,
and he likes wibble wobble.
Well, I mean, he does wibble wobble, Jonathan Wasp.
Yeah. Wassy. Why does Jonathan Wasp talk like that, but his brother Paul doesn't? His brother Paul's normal.
He didn't get bombed as a child.
Is it like do you know the guy on the Richie show that says so queamy?
Yeah.
Did he not get bullied about baby talk?
So,
look, Jonathan Ross, I'm sorry if you're listening and you're getting upset, right? But you're a grown man. Stop the baby talk.
Yeah. Be like those pair of fucking idiots on trigonometry. I can't stand.
It's not a lisp, is it? It's not got a lisp.
No, what's the wobble? He's Jonathan Wasp, isn't he?
He does a wobble you.
Yeah. He does a baby talk,
it's
like them pair on trigonometry.
Just slight mental retardation, then. Okay.
Well, it's just he's wibbly wobbly Jonathan Wasp.
Yeah.
And it's okay, My first wife was tarded, and my second.
What's your name? JF Garriepi.
It's like just because you're tarded doesn't mean you can't have a productive life.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about some CIA goings on.
Wow. Should we?
What are they up to these days, eh? Okay.
Do we need to preface the show with saying that none of us are suicidal?
No.
And we're not taking any plane trips anytime soon.
Yeah, we're staying out. We're staying out of we've stayed out of Cessna since we exposed Hillary, haven't we?
Yeah, we're all of sound mind and body. None of us are suicidal. Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior, and what's the other sort of things? Just say I've got nothing to do with the CIA. I don't know. But anyway, so I want to start off. Now I've said that, I've just remembered a show where the CIA gave the script for the pilot episode. Do you remember The Lone Gunman, the spin-off to the X-Files?
Yes.
And they had the show about planes which are fly-by-wire, like commercial airliners, Boeing and Airbus, respectively. And there was a plot where you're taking them over using these chips, and then they're being flown into buildings.
They're being flied in, are they?
they've been flown into the Chicago Sea Tower.
Flown, yeah.
Yeah.
They done flied them. You know, what's his name? The black man. He's been on Have I Got News for You? Yes, Reginald D.
Purple
Hunter. So Blackie D. Hunter.
Blackie with blackface.
But Blackie but Blackface D. Hunter was asked, "What's your opinion on Margaret Thatcher?" And it's like, well, I don't know much about English politics, so I just replied with, "Well, she dead." And the person said, "Oh no, in English grammar we say she died." It's like, yeah, I know that she did die. Now she dead.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? That's clever. I'll give the man a biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He done did good, I think, with that.
He done did a good thing. So where do you want to start? Do you want a CIA and Hollywood timeline? Do you want to start off with that?
I mean, where does it begin? Was the founding of the CIA?
Founding of Hollywood, to be honest. Wasn't Hollywood founded on like propaganda?
So
The CIA came after Hollywood.
So according to this timeline from Spy Culture, I'm using as my source tonight. When I started I don't need to know the blurb. So November the 12th, 1940. I don't really want to know why he started Spy Culture.
Oh, we do.
Picture the scene, if you will.
The audience needs to know this crucial information.
So this is, I don't know who this is.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Yeah, when I started Spy Culture over 10 years ago, one of my main aims was to end up writing a book on the CIA and Hollywood. Having written 3 books already, I'm unsure if I will. This is this man, not me, by the way. I'm unsure if I'll find the time and impetus to write Langley Wood, the CIA and Hollywood's movie machine. In case that never happens, I've compiled the essence of my research into this timeline with open sources. You need open source, don't you, Hobbit? It's got to be open source.
Yeah.
If your source isn't open, then it's HP.
Yeah. Do you want me to put this link in here again?
Yes.
So you can read along. There you go.
Let's have a read along together.
There you go.
And then we'll sing along.
So if this never happens, I've compiled the essence of my research into this timeline with open sources. It constitutes the backbone of what any good book on the CIA and Hollywood should cover, in my not very humble opinion. So sit back, maybe get a snack, and enjoy what I believe is the most comprehensive run-through of the world's most powerful intelligence agency and their operations in Tinseltown. Now, I'm not sure if they're the most... Because Beijing doesn't... You don't even know the name of their spy agency. It's just called Beijing.
Yes, I do. It's the Mossad.
It's Mossad is everybody's favourite secret organisation.
It's the secret everybody knows.
I know I for sure love Mossad.
Called Peking duck. Is that not?
Everybody knows badgers love mashed potatoes
and
Mossad.
Yes.
Mossad.
If they could, they would do the Samson option every day.
Yeah.
Bodger and Badger, and Badger. Blackmailing politicians don't go to the island. Bodger and Badger, they've got compromise on everyone.
No, they haven't.
That's why they have.
No, they haven't. No, what are you talking about?
Oh, yes, they have.
No, they haven't. What Epstein files? What Epstein? Pam Bondi has got a stack of nothing on her desk ready to go.
Right. So here's the thing. Right now, this is the newest Chinese camouflage for their soldiers. Right. They're going to send some commandos in to sabotage the United States, and the thing is, the United States don't actually realise they're already there, because all of their soldiers, right, and their military equipment, they've got the perfect camouflage that makes them absolutely invisible to the USA or any law enforcement at all. So you're probably saying to yourself, "Oh, it's probably some sort of pixelated bollocks, right? It's going to be rubbish." It's like, no. What they've done, right, is all the soldiers' uniforms, all the military vehicles, the camouflage is the Epstein client list. Yeah.
A bit controversial, that one, isn't it?
What do you mean? How can it be controversial when it doesn't exist?
Is it like the silence?
Oh, we've got a new viewer. We've got Count
As soon as you
Duckegg.
look away, you forget about them. Yeah.
Count Duckegg.
Count Duckegg. We've got Duckegg.
Count Duckegg.
He's sick of it.
Yeah, he's sick of it.
Oh.
So anyway, November the 10th.
Well,
It was a dark and stormy night.
Where's
It was a dark and stormy night. November the 12th, 1942. John Ford arrives in Algiers.
Dark Stranger.
Yeah. Are you
John Ford the Tall Dark
Are
Stranger?
you reading along so we can kind of share it around?
Yeah.
John Ford arrives in Algiers. He's there to film Operation Torch, the invasion of North Africa on behalf of the OSS, the predecessor to the CIA. He is met by Daryl Zanuck. You're going to find some really odd surnames in a lot of this, by the way.
More like Zanuck, am I right?
His former boss at 20th Century Fox, who was also there to film the invasion as part of his work for Army Intelligence.
What did that rootless cosmopolitan office worker mean by "if you could stop noticing"? That would be great. What do you mean by that?
That's what Ben Shapiro says. Do you not recognise Ben Shapiro? The newsman of a generation.
I don't know who you could be referring to. I disavow any sort of statements to the contrary. Wise.
So, 1942 to 1945, the OSS maintained a film unit throughout the war, comprising hundreds of officers alongside Hollywood luminaries. Ford makes training films to help induct OSS recruits, and members of the OSS unit film the concentration camps to create footage that were used at Nuremberg trials. Why would they create footage?
Have you watched the... Well, yeah, that's a good question. Have you seen some of the propaganda cut?
Create footage? That's a weird sort of phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
12 members of the unit die while filming combat. Anyway, carry on.
It definitely happened, right, guys? It definitely happened, didn't it?
Pile of shoes is evidence, you see. Yeah. Oh, I said I was going to send this link to a mate so he can listen along as well.
Unknown 1943. So at some point in 1943, OSS officers draw up a strategic memo entitled "The Motion Picture as a Weapon of Psychological Warfare." Fucking hell, that's a bit on the nose, isn't it? That's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Do you know the funny thing about that is
it's like that pop-up in Skyrim of your sneak ability, but this one is subtlety and it's at 0. It's fucking, that's what I'm picturing.
It's like you've tried to do a roll for to see if you've passed or not, and you've rolled a natural 1 on the D20. It's like you have failed. Not just that, but you've critically failed. It's like, I want to walk from point A to point B. Yeah, you've broken your leg.
I want to walk from point A to point B. Yeah, but you're wearing a one-man band outfit with cymbals on your knees and the bass drum attached to your heel.
You have failed in the task of walking so spectacularly. You now have a compound fracture, and part of your femur is sticking out of your leg. Roll for nausea.
It outlines how to use not just individual films, but the entire industry as a means of projecting power, influencing attitudes and opinions both domestically and abroad, and gathering intelligence.
Guys, but you know what? We'll just say, if anyone reads this, we'll just say plausible deniability.
To be fair, if anyone reads this and looks at modern Hollywood, there's been no intelligence gathered there whatsoever.
Well, I still got this theory, right, and I can't prove or disprove it, where action actors like Matt Damon, they have the perfect cover for being agents, and by agents I mean people that do assassinations and stuff, because they film on set all around the world. It's just like, no, you don't understand. I absolutely have to be in Turkmenistan for the shoot. It can't just be done on a set in California.
Well, eventually, when I get round to reading the Garth Brooks one, we'll do the one about Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
And then, the fact that, well, there you go, it just goes. And the fact that some important dignitary in Turkmenistan died during the filming of this film, like when Alec Baldwin had that whoopsie-doo with the pistol, this purely coincidence. I mean, man, that's a ham-fisted assassination. I think like even Steven Seagal, if you put that like plot to him, you'd be like, no, that seems far-fetched. No one will buy it. Speaking of which, I saw a video of Steven Seagal recently, and like, my God, he has got an impressive bulk about him. He's got this presence.
Do you think he hurts as much as you when he goes to get a drink?
I think he. I could just imagine him doing like a Vlogmas, right? And he's got like this piercing in his nose, and it's like, I've just had to stop cleaning up the kitchen. I need to poop.
Do you reckon he leaves a towel on the sink?
I reckon he does like a time-lapse video showing him like scrubbing down all the kitchen sinks and stuff, but he doesn't do it standing up. He does it sitting on an office chair so he can like, wheel himself about.
So I watched his first film the other day. Nick, it used to be called Nico, but for some reason they changed it to Above the Law. His wife in it was played by Sharon Stone.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I really like where he gets his stunt double to do the running scenes for him, because he's like, I'm not going to run, that's undignified.
I like the way they, instead of him doing fight scenes now, they just close up on his face and shake the camera about a bit.
I like where his technique is the slap fight on the office chair.
Yeah.
And then they cut the other guys just like, oh yeah, you beat me, Steven Seagal. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, to the strip club. I like how all of his films, regardless of what it is, it's just like, we got to go to the strip club. Why?
They're 80s film. That's 80s film rules. That's a mainstay of action films.
We got to plan our stuff in the strip club.
Yeah.
I don't see what is the point in the strip club, by the way. It's not a brothel.
Yeah, but it's noisy in there, so people can't surveil you, can they?
Like, could you not just go to a park or something? I don't know.
No, park's quiet.
Or
people could use parabolic lights.
Pigeons. Yeah, they've got pigeons,
pigeons, cats,
robot.
robot cats.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you go somewhere and you turn the blender and the Hoover on?
Yeah, a strip club.
yeah, strip club.
Hey, make me a banana milkshake. Be slow about it.
So anyway, now we've spoken about Steven Seagal, let's get back to May the 26th, 1946. Paramount released OSS, the first film about the World War II adventures of America's first covert action agency. Supported by real-life OSS veterans, it includes a demand for America to create a central intelligence agency before the phrase appeared in any government document.
Do you think Tom Cruise has actually gone to like North Korea and like stolen some of their secret documents and sabotaged their uranium centrifuge?
It was written and produced by Army intelligence veteran Richard Maybaum. Fucking weird names are surrounding this.
That's a German.
Why don't you get people like Smith and Jones and Cooper involved in any of this? September the 28th, 1946.
Hemi, you joke about that, but you could literally get those people involved if they're from Utah.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of the CIA in Utah, right?
Is there? Warner Brothers released Cloak and Dagger, also about the wartime exploits of the OSS, also using
veterans. As Count Duckegg would say, sorry to keep interrupting, but the Smith and Jones and stuff, this, as we call it in the industry, is foreshadowing.
January 15th, 1947, 20th Century Fox released 13, Rue Madeleine, which is originally intended to depict the OSS objections from former OSS chief Wild Bill Donovan led to changes in... Right. This isn't... Okay, let me reread that. Which is originally intended to depict the OSS. Objections from former OSS chief Wild Bill Donovan led to changes in the script, making the spies members of a military intelligence unit codenamed 077 for no reason whatsoever. It had been developed by Fox head of production Daryl Zanuck. Yeah, strange name. September the 18th, 1947. National Security Act is signed into law and the CIA is formally created. So there you go, 1947. So the OSS was doing shit before this. The MPAA's Eric Johnston, well, at last a proper normal name, issues the Waldorf Statement, the beginning of Hollywood's anti-communist blacklist. This includes the director of OSS, Irving Peischel, and writers Albert Maltz and Ring Lardner Jr., who wrote Cloak and Dagger. Why are they picking on these people with strange names? Is xenophobia or something? March the 17th, 1949, the National Committee for a Free Europe, a CIA anti-communist front involved in cultural warfare, is founded in New York. Among its executive committee is future President Dwight Eisenhower, future CIA Director Alan Dulles, 20th Century Fox President Spiros Skouras, and Daryl Zanuck again. Producer of 13 Rue Madeline and the anti-communist movie The Iron Curtain. So that's the 40s all done. What do we think to the 40s in the CIA and Hollywood then?
Have you ever seen the propaganda cartoons like Popeye and of course Donald Duck and stuff? But the ones which I found really interesting, they weren't like Looney Tunes, but Mel Blanc led his voice to a lot of these instructional videos, and one was about the tail gunner, not tail gunner, sorry. One of the side gunners in the bomber crew, about how to effectively lead your target, and it gets really quite in depth about the proper angle to have your gun. And I just thought to myself, there was a one of the Call of Duty games had the tail gunner section in it. And I thought I'd quite like to have a go at that now that I've been schooled by Mel Blanc on how to do it. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff going into that. I mean, now look, Joseph Goebbels is quite famous as quoting of saying, like, one of the most effective tools the Americans have got is their propaganda machine. I wish I had something as effective as Walt Disney.
Yeah.
My favourite thing when they say about
I didn't like his
his
depiction of the witch in Snow White. I thought it wasn't very nice to old ladies.
Yes. Certain old ladies from groups that don't like Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, I was come on, brain, you're nearly there. It was about the cartoons and Walt Disney and stuff. Oh yeah, Joseph Goebbels said, if you repeat a lie long enough and often enough, people believe it. And so many. I remember, like, growing up, people would say, "Oh, well, he's saying about how evil he is and all the people in his association." It's like, yeah, that's definitely what he's saying, and it's not anything else. And actually, there's nothing controversial in that statement at all. Let's just move on, shall we?
So here we are in January 1950, the start of a new decade. Shortly after George Orwell dies, CIA operative Howard Hunt dispatches two SOT Hollywood assets, Carlton Alsop and Finis Farr, to the UK to secure the rights to Orwell's Animal Farm from his widow Sonia. So what? Does anybody know why the CIA had such a massive hard-on for putting Animal Farm into production? Is it just because it's anti-communist? Is that all it is?
Yeah, that's probably it. But I mean, they were pretty, they were pretty. Well, I suppose there was factions which saw communism as quite evil. I mean, General Patton was famous for saying, like, "Look, we fought the wrong enemy. We should have sided with the Germans against the communist threat." He was killed shortly after saying that. Funny. And I suppose there was the communist faction of the CIA, which were just like, because, like, look, I'm not a historian in that regards, but other people have told me that Rhodesia, the faction which defeated the Rhodesians was the ANC, and they were communist, but CIA funded them, even though they were communist, because reasons?
Well, the CIA. I think the CIA were looking to destabilise Britain. I mean, you know what happened after World War II. I mean, we lost the empire and everything, didn't we?
I mean, I don't know what their motive was there, because the thing is, it's like, well, look, if you've been up against communism all this time, and now you're funding the African National Communists, then no, was it ZANU PF? Oh, I don't know.
It'd be ZANU PF, wouldn't it? The ANC are South Africa, aren't they?
Either way, just there's a bunch of stuff that goes on, and I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Look, don't ask me about anything. I don't know anything.
June 1950, the CIA helped create the Congress for Cultural Freedom, another cultural warfare front organisation. January 1951, the CIA removed all references to themselves from the Bob Hope comedy My Favourite Spy. The CIA requests that references to themselves be removed from a script being developed by Cavalier Productions. The film is never made. You'll find this one interesting, Hobbit. September the 18th, 1951, The Day the Earth Stood Still is released. Produced by Darryl Zanuck at 20th Century Fox, this army-supported film has long been rumoured to be a CIA-sponsored experiment to see how the American public would respond to an extraterrestrial arrival.
You know that stuff they say about, like, oh, they could never disclose this information to the public because people would just be up in arms about it, and they'd panic and it'll be terrible, and the humanity, you could never do this sort of stuff. And I just think, is that true? I don't know what most people are like, so I don't know. I mean, if the aliens land, will they be like, "Oh, guys, look, sorry, boss, I can't come into work today because aliens"?
Where were we? So 1952, February 6th, 1952, the CIA rejected approach from Warner Brothers to make a spy movie set in the present day depicting the agency. They tell Warner that we would take every step to discourage the production. The film is never made, with Warner choosing to make Operation Secret instead. It's a nice studio you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened to you in it. I'll take it that was basically the conversation.
Is your fire insurance up to code? It would be terrible if it wasn't.
Yeah, you could trip over that lead and hang yourself accidentally.
Look, we're very concerned about the health and safety on your set. I mean, have you not considered that you could have accidents happen to your actors, and then where would you be?
January 1953, Paramount Pictures head of domestic and foreign censorship, Luigi Larashi, begins writing letters to his CIA handler Owen. So that's in scare quotes. So that's
Owen Jones.
So that's an alias, just an alias, Owen. About the rewrites and changes on films that Larashi is making on behalf of the agency. He also kills projects that don't meet their propaganda aims and provides intelligence on studio executives. January the 16th, 1953, 20th Century Fox president Spiros Skouras provides a lengthy report to the CIA on his observations from a recent trip to the Far East. September 29th, 1953, CIA officer Tracy Barnes, that's probably a bloke's name because it is America, attends a meeting at the Pentagon where he implies... Oh, it is a bloke's name. Where he implies that the CIA...
Why do like Americans go, well, let's just gender bend, like, give girls' names to boys and vice versa?
I have no idea.
Like a boy named Sue and stuff like that.
The CIA...
America, that's a bit fucked up. You shouldn't do that.
So... CIA officer Tracy Barnes attends a meeting at the Pentagon where he implies that the CIA were having MGM make a film about pilots in the Korean War. Within days, he denies this in an internal memo, saying that he only showed him MGM footage shot by the Air Force. However, the following year, MGM released Men of the Fighting Lady, which includes some of this footage. Whoopsie.
Do you know, there's like... You know the story of Stanley Kubrick when he did Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah, or How I Learned to Love the Bomb.
Yeah, so the CIA or the US Air Force approached him. It was one organization or the other, and they said, look, how did you so accurately recreate the interior of the B-52, including the cockpit, because what you've posted there is classified information. And he says, I inferred it from reading Jane's manuals. And they're like, what? So you're able to just recreate this all from what you've read in public sources? He says, yeah. And they're based on that. They hired him to do propaganda.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. January 1954.
That's why people say that when they faked the loon landings.
The loon landings.
Try saying that after. Try saying that after.
Is that what you have to say on
cups
YouTube? Fake the loon landings. You're not allowed to say moon landings.
Well, yeah, like Limerick change, and yeah. So the loon landings, the people say he fakes them, and I don't know myself, because again, YouTube and CIA, I know nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen nothing.
Yeah,
and I'll speak to no one. Yeah,
the people can't handle the truth until the next news cycle resets everything, says Dom. Because the USA wanted to strip Britain of its empire after WW2 Hobbit, Alphabet Cat says. It's because communism threatens an economic system that certain people flavour. I have no idea who he's talking about.
Oh, I don't know what that means. No, search
Mel Brooks did the propaganda cartoons. I think he did.
Well, yeah, but the voice of Mel Blanc's in this like PSA about how to be a good tail gunner.
January 1954, psychological welfare specialist. Psychological warfare, not welfare. Sorry, it's the CIA, so it's not going to be welfare, is it? Psychological warfare specialist C.D. Jackson sets out a list of producers and executives who could be considered friendly to the CIA's aims, including Zanuck, Skoras, Walt Disney, Harry and Jack Warner, Harry Cohn, and MPAA President Eric Johnson.
Interesting names.
Yeah. A former FBI agent, Robert Maheu, sets up a private investigations firm. This is March 1954. Sets up a private investigations firm, begins working for the CIA as a contract agent.
Just a normal one.
May 9th, 1954. CIA become aware of a PBS documentary about communist infiltration of Guatemala and have plans to make it shown in as many Latin American countries as possible, so as to prepare the world public opinion in favour of Operation PB Success and the CIA's coup in Guatemala. Good old PBS. Fair and balanced.
Or as some people unfairly label it, Squatemala.
Yes. June 18th, 1954.
Why are the people from Squatemala so short?
The coup in Guatemala, they don't have milk. They don't have cow milk. Howard Hunt and David Atlee Phillips are two of the senior operatives involved in the operation. October 21st, 1954, CBS aired the first TV adaptation of Ian Fleming's James Bond novels, where Bond is recast as an American spy to appeal to US audiences. The CIA prevents CBS from using their name in the broadcast. Oh, I wonder what that was then, the 1954 Bond with a Yank.
That's before Sean Connery, isn't it? The first Bond films were, what, early 60s?
60s, yeah, so... Yeah, because it says the first TV adaptation. If it was, it's still the first TV adaptation, isn't it? December the 29th, 1954. Cartoon version of Animal Farm premieres in New York. Though it's produced by a British animation company, the film is partly funded by the CIA. The end of the film is changed to promote the idea of a revolution inside the Soviet Union. The movie is produced by Louis de Rochemont, the producer of 13 Rue Madeleine.
The only other organisation I can think of, like, it's understood any time there's like aircraft carriers and stuff like Top Gun, the US Navy's got part of it, but
yeah, because isn't the original Top Gun? Didn't the US Air Force kind of see it as a recruitment video, didn't they?
Well, lots of people applied to the United States Navy after Top Gun because it's like, yeah, the Air Force has got aircraft, but the Navy and the Army and the Marines also have aircraft.
Yeah.
And it was about aircraft on an aircraft carrier So it's the US Navy. I don't know how it works, but
like
the US Coast Guard also has aircraft. Yeah, and police departments have aircraft. In fact, you name it, somebody's got an aircraft in it somewhere.
CIA operative Ed Lansdale meets with filmmaker Joseph Mankiewicz in Saigon to discuss his adaptation of The Quiet American.
Manky Tits? What
something like
dirty
that.
name?
Quiet American and
Joseph
Scout...
Manky Tits.
And Scout filming locations. March 6th, 1956, the film version of Orwell's 1984 is released in the UK. With fucking hell, the CIA were balls deep in that, weren't they? They loved it.
Is that the one with Jonathan Hurt?
No, it's the animated one. Oh, sorry, no,
Dom
film version
puts,
of 1984. No, that wouldn't. No, that was actually in the 80s, weren't it? That version of 1984, the one with.
Well, it was deliberately released in 1984 to coincide with the title of the book. Dom asks, he says, Hobbit, do you see yourself as a 40k acolyte? In which case, now it was making some sort of aspersion, like a similarity between the Alpha Legion and. Do you think the CIA are fighting against themselves like in the Alpha Legion? Well, I mean, yeah, because I mean the whole Iran-Contra affair was basically just like, let's flood these countries with drugs, including the United States, so that we can have money to do gay ops in Iran, because the government's just like, hey, CIA, stop doing gay ops around the world. We're going to cut your funding, and the CIA is just like, so you want us to not
best I
use
can do is
government
flood all
funds
your
to do
cities
gay.
with drugs.
But best I can do is flood all your cities with drugs and then use the proceeds to then go and do some gay ops in Iran.
So anyway, the film version of
CIA, this is literally the opposite of what we asked you to do.
So yeah, I didn't know there was a 1956 version of 1984, which is an odd thing to say. It's released in the UK with the American release in September. Funding for the film came from the Congress for Cultural Freedom, itself covertly funded by the CIA. Well, it wasn't that covertly funded because you found out.
Well, here's another thing. Like, do you know about the company In-Q-Tel?
No.
Right, so In-Q-Tel is the CIA's tech investment fund. And they saw what Larry Page and Sergey Brin were doing with what then became Google. And it's like, yeah, we'll have that. So Alphabet, one of the primary shareholders of that is the CIA.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure they also do the same thing with Meta, which is what Facebook turned into.
Do you think the CIA do actually have any kind of oversight from the government, or do you think they're completely rogue organisation?
I think it's like, you know, when the Mossad's got compromat on you, you can do whatever you want and they'll just blackmail you if you say, hey, I don't think you should do this. This is not right.
Yeah.
Like, it is an example, right? So DARPA, they did, I think it was called the Digital Homunculus or the Digital Shadow. And the idea behind it was like, what they'll do is they'll create a virtual you, a digital version of you that knows your routine. So like if you go to work Monday to Friday and you go to this place,
Alphabet Cat said earlier on, he said John Ford was in Hawaii for Pearl Harbor. That's just obviously just good timing.
Yeah, just, you know.
Alphabet Cat also says he thinks Zanuck produced Jaws for Spielberg.
Yeah. So the Digital You project eventually became, it became MySpace and Facebook, and people were just quite happy to fill in all the details about their lives, and that's why, like in Facebook, even if you're not on it, it will quickly build like a shadow version of you, based on, like, you know, if family photograph gets uploaded or something. And then Facebook will ask you to tag people in the photograph. And I joined up Facebook again so I could access the marketplace, and it was suggesting people which I hadn't seen in years. And I was just like, I don't have that person's phone number. I don't have their email. How do you know I'm associated with this person?
Some of this actually gets quite spicy. So May 16th, 1956. Alan Dulles approves of an idea for a film about Stalin's purges, calling it an excellent idea and saying he would authorise funding for it. This next one gets quite spicy. July 13th, 1956. At a CIA deputies meeting, Daryl Zanuck film on the crimes of Stalin is discussed, with Alan Dulles strongly approving of the project. While the film is never made, Zanuck's next film is Island in the Sun, depicting an interracial romance in keeping with Larashi's efforts at portraying America as a racially harmonious society.
Dom says you could potentially describe all intelligence agencies as untethered.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So Alan Dulles, he's got strong links to. Is it George Bush Senior, hasn't he? Was it? Did George
Is he the
Bush
one
Senior...
who's got the? Is he the one that's got the airport named after him?
Yes.
What do you have to do to get an airport named after you?
I don't know. Is it an airport with a horse with extremely angry butthole? How do you get a statue outside your airport with an extremely angry butthole on it?
Yeah.
That is one angry butthole on that horse at the Denver International Airport.
It's like, no, you don't understand that this butthole needs to be cast in bronze. It's very important.
And it has to look very angry and veiny and red.
And also, the statue is going to collapse and kill me because it demands a blood sacrifice.
October the 2nd, 1956. Alan Dulles, his deputy Lyman Kirkpatrick, and head of CIA Public Affairs Stanley Grogan meet with Figaro Entertainment, the producers of The Quiet American. They discuss Mary Bancroft's ideas for a TV series about US intelligence to promote the agency and help with recruitment, but the proposed series is never made. November 1956, the CIA become aware that New York-based Flamingo Films are planning a series of documentaries about the OSS. April 1957, CBS begin developing their own OSS film series and ask for the CIA's support, thereby muscling Flamingo out of the market. Fucking dirty bastards, aren't they, CBS? July 1957, Robert Mayhew is contracted by the CIA to fake a sex tape of Indonesian leader Sukarno, which, according to his biography, Mayhew produces with the help of Bing and Larry Crosby. What? Was he singing while he was shagging them, was he?
I worked for the CIA to make a sex tape about a foreign dignitary.
I'm dreaming of an Indonesian sex tape. Just like the ones the CIA make.
Alright then, what's all this, Ruckus?
And there'll be facials and compromising angles. And we'll get everything we want from Indonesia.
No, it's a timeline of the CIA in the film industry. January 1958, Alan Dulles refuses CBS request for help.
What do you mean the CIA in the film industry? I mean, there's no evidence for the CIA in the film industry. You better stop talking about all the times the CIA was in the film industry.
Yeah. Oh, Alan Dulles refuses CBS's request for help, thereby killing both the CBS series and the Flamingo Films project in one go. February 5th, 1958, United Artists released The Quiet American. I'm wondering if this bloke has got shares in The Quiet American or something, because he's really pushing this one, isn't he?
What? I'm taking it. It's not like that post-apocalypse New Zealand film, The Quiet World.
No, it's about Saigon, I think, because there's a fit Chinese bird and fit Chinese bird in there. Oh, let's get the poster.
Oh, speaking of which, if you haven't bought your ram now, the last helicopter out of Saigon's left. So,
is it?
I'll explain a bit more about that later in sort of technical news. But it's pretty much it's going to affect everybody listening to this because just say, hold on to your electronics as long as you can, because you ain't getting any new ones anytime soon. Sorry.
There you go. There's the Quiet American.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. So they released the Quiet American, including the changes encouraged by Lansdale. So I didn't see who Lansdale was, but I assume he's a CIA guy. May 1958, Robert Mayhew is tasked with finding an attractive Caucasian woman to use as a honey trap on Sukarno. So they're still after this Indonesian geezer.
From Georgia?
What's that?
I don't mean Georgia the state, I mean Georgia the country, because, the Caucasus
She's got to be from the Caucasus. I don't know why she's got to be from the Caucasus.
Caucasian?
She's got to be from the Caucasus.
I mean, they always talk about the people from the Caucasus in America. It's like, what's their obsession with the Caucasian region? It's like, I can't name like a single famous Caucasian. Is it like, when the Americans claim that they're part Cherokee?
Charles Bronson, is he one?
Well, like the Americans always claim they're part Cherokee. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's a form of racism, right? What they're doing there is they're saying that they're part of the original, pioneers that came in, as opposed to like modern Americans, which don't have any admixture. It's like a polite way of saying, oh yeah, we're super native because my great grandmother was Pocahontas.
He recruits Florence Horn. Name a bit on the nose there. Oh, matron. A well-to-do widow with friends in the movie business. Her cover for travelling to the Far East is provided by 20th Century Fox. She's scouting locations for the movie Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Did you know they filmed that in Indonesia, Robert?
No, I didn't.
Now you know.
Why film in Indonesia? It's like, yeah, we can't possibly do this on a stage in Hollywood. It's got to be done in Indonesia. It's just a coincidence that the Prime Minister of Indonesia happened to die in a tragic accident.
No, he gets honey trapped by Florence Horny Horn.
Yes.
December 1958, MPAA President Eric Johnson and CIA Director Alan Dulles begin a lengthy correspondence that lasts for several years.
I was just thinking about this stuff, right? Yeah. Imagine, you've been invited to the set of one of the James Bond films, and Halle Berry, she's going to offer you a blowjob, but you have to give up state secrets. Would you?
No. They discuss that.
What do you mean, no?
She's fucking 65. No, thanks, mate. I mean, I know I'm old myself, but 65 is a bit much.
No, it's Halle Berry. It's the mid-90s, yeah. And she say she'll let you.
No one would turn down Halle Berry.
She'll let you stick it in the tradesman's entrance in exchange for state secrets.
What if you're Liam Tufts and Halle Berry is you're Liam Tufts and Halle Berry says she wants to ruin Christmas for everybody? What would you do? Would you let her?
Sorry, we're going to call it the festive period and say happy holidays.
December 1958, MPAA President Eric Johnson and CIA Director Alan Dulles begin a lengthy correspondence that lasts for several years. They discuss efforts to weaken film quota systems in target countries to allow more American films into their markets, as well as Johnson's visits to the Soviet Union and meetings with high Soviet officials. Do you mean high as in the blazing, hey, dude, you want some bung, dude? Like that kind of high Soviet officials.
Yeah, sure. As we all know, the Rastafarian thing came out from
the Soviet Union.
From Soviet Russia, yeah.
Yeah, originated in Vladivostok, mate,
Yeah.
It's like, I has been in Novosibirsk too long. Irie is in fact Russian for I've smoked ganja now.
December the 28th, 1958, a CIA memo references several Hollywood spy films being used for training agency recruits. Among the films is Walk East on Beacon, a film based on an article by FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, who used to wear ladies' clothes, don't you know, and produced by Louis de Rochemont. Is that true that J. Edgar Hoover used to wear ladies' clothes, or is it a smear?
No, you don't understand, you see. Just like Sue is a name you can give to a boy, as well as Leslie
Yeah.
and Tracy, bras are unisex and everybody can wear them. As in addition to that, pinafores. I mean, of course, men wear pinafores. J. Edgar Hoover, was it Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Yeah.
You see, they just wore women's clothing because it's not women's clothing. No, that's just
Well,
sexism.
his name was Eleanor, so.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, man? Do Americans say, "Hey, he's a boy. What do you want to call him?" I want to call him Sissy Loser Eleanor. It's like, I'm sure he won't get bullied with a name like that.
Fucking hell. Does anybody know this reference? What if you were the subject of Alison Hannigan's One Time at Band Camp?
The only reference to Band Camp I know is from American Pie, so...
Extremely angry butthole staring Steven Seagal coming soon to a theatre near you, says Dom.
I want to see that film.
What, he's going to stare that horse's ass right in the poo hole. We're talking about the Denver airport extremely angry butthole on that horse.
Oh yeah, that horse.
What if they called it In the Line of Fire or something? You know, it's got to have like a seagull name. And it's just like his eye looking up from the horse's butthole. Interdimensional Lizard points out even Joe Biden's middle name is Robinette.
Yeah.
But why the fuck Robinette?
What is going on in America? Can we shut it down until we can figure out exactly what's going on there?
Can you stop naming your men and women's names?
We need to put moratorium on Americans naming their children. So
even Colin Powell tries to call himself Colleen, doesn't he?
I thought he called himself Colon.
Yeah, no, Colleen. I think he's trying to call it Colleen. I think he's trying to change it to Colleen.
There's got to be some satanic reference, isn't it? Like naming your kids.
Well, is it just like a satanic inversion where they just, give yourself? I really want to say what Cobra says, but I don't think we can.
We've got some spicy stuff going on now. So 1959 was a good year. Alan Dulles and James Bond author Ian Fleming meet for the first time at a party in a private club in London. This would be the beginning of years of friendship between the man who ran the CIA and the man whose books were the first fictional depictions of the CIA. April 3rd, 1959.
Do you know, Christopher Lee was cousins with Ian Fleming.
Oh, was he? Oh, interesting.
I get a lot of the feeling that a lot of James Bond is in fact like Christopher Lee. You know, they're there at Christmas. It's like, let me tell you about stabbing a man in the back using a dagger. The noise he makes is akin to it's a sigh. When a man is stabbed in the back and their lungs are punctured, it's a sigh. They don't cry out in pain.
April 3rd.
I just think it. You know, there's Ian Fleming when he's taking that. Like, what about watches with laser beams and grot wires? Oh yes, those would be very useful. If I had one of those, I'd have grotted a lot of people.
What about sharks with freaking laser beams on them?
Fuck yeah.
April 3rd, 1959. Yeah, excuse the sound quality. Fraser's shooting up. April 3rd, 1959.
No, he's got Werther's Originals.
Fraser's cooking up again. April.
It's either Werther's Original or some tinfoil with some black tar heroin. We're not sure which.
Fraser to this day will always deny vehemently that it's Werther's Originals.
Hey, what's going to make you go to sleep faster? Werther's Originals or some heroin?
Let's find out.
Oh, what if you cook up some Werther's Original with heroin and shoot like a speedball, but like the go to sleep version. By the way, YouTube and children listening, I'm not advocating to inject yourself with boiled sweets or
Hobbit's
heroin.
Not a doctor, although he has done a sort of part of the course.
Yeah, no. Even if I was a doctor, right, and I'm not saying I am, but even if I was a doctor, I'm saying, right.
You've done quite a lot of biology and chemistry, but you're still not a doctor, though.
Now here's the thing, right? It's I was more interested in microbiology, but I am saying here, right? Controversial take, I know. I don't think you should inject heroin, and I might go so far as to say I don't think you should inject any drugs. So, type 1 diabetics, if you're listening to this, what you're doing is shameful, and you need to pack it in.
But remember, Hobbit's not a doctor, so that's not medical advice.
No.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a small thing for us. It's a small thing for you, but a large thing for us. We'll defeat defeat the algorithm together.
Hit the bell notification and tell YouTube.
I need the click. I need the click ping animation, don't I? Like Cooking with Jack has, that nobody ever pays attention to.
We need to spend 10 minutes just saying, look, guys, this video is important, and if you leave comments underneath, it helps the engagement. It makes me reach more people. Check out my merch store. I've got a merch store. You can get me on Customized Girl. My merch store.
Look, if you don't subscribe, right, Hemmy's going to have to go to OnlyFans to show his feet.
Show my red angry horse's butthole.
if you don't subscribe, I'm going to do that bit Crichton did on Crikey TV where I stare at the floor for the next minute.
Anyway, so April 3rd, 1959. Now this gets quite spicy. Robert Mayhew arranges a party in Hollywood for Prince Hussein of Jordan, along with some female company. At the party, the prince falls for film starlet Susan Cabot.
Jordan, I believe that's the father of, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he appears in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. He's just got a bit part right at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And he hands over a data pad to one of the other crewmates, and that's him. It's just like, hey, that's the King of Jordan, and he's there in Voyager as an extra.
Falls for Susan Cabot. The CIA subsequently arrange a mansion in Long Island for the two to carry on a love affair, and so the agency can spy on them. Dirty buggers.
Susan Hussein sitting in an apartment. KISSING.
Yeah. POOING on her chest, probably.
Yeah, well, that's quite popular in media districts of Islamabad.
Yeah. July the 1st, 1959, MGM released Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, the first film to name the CIA. Did you know that? Did you know that little fact, Hobbit?
I thought it's not the first film to name the Jew because Henry Ford did that. He got in trouble for it, by the way. So I'm not saying what Henry Ford did was correct or right at all.
Henry Ford was well known for the anti-Semitic canards that he used to play into.
He would do anti-Semitic tropes and say things which officially is disavowed and debunked. It's been debunked, all the stuff he said. So don't listen to. But I just got to say for the public and legal record,
Lindsay you missed
Ford.
one. Lindsay Graham, another girl's name. The Ladybugs. You know the Ladybugs.
I did mention Lindsay earlier on.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I didn't mention it was Mr. Graham.
Louise, did you mention Louise? No, Louise is one.
The Louise?
I think so, yeah.
Who? Louise Kavanagh?
I'm sure
Louise Kavanagh.
They use Louise as well in the southern states.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. They give men girls names, and they give girls
they just don't quite understand English, do they?
That's the problem. They just there's something about them that there's. I'm going to put it down to there's something evil in the American soil, and it just fucks with people. Here's the other thing. The other day, I was thinking about. Do you remember Terry Schiavo? There's that big thing about
she's kind of alive.
She's.
I remember it from Family Guy. She was kind of alive, weren't she?
Terry Schiavo she's fucking dead, you cunt. She's been put on life support for 20 years.
No, on Family Guy, they told me that Terry Schiavo was kind of alive.
Not really.
When Stewie had the big part in the musical, and then he wet himself and cried and ran off.
I, I don't really watch Family Guy. I don't like the dog in it. I find him really annoying.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be. He's a shit lib, isn't he?
Yeah, but you see, I find him like insufferably annoying because in the early season he wasn't a shit lib. He was just kind of like the voice of reason and the straight guy.
Yeah.
And then he just turned into like Family Guy's version of Lisa Simpson. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit now.
Well, anyway,
like,
it was the kids' music and they had to sing Terry Schiavo. She's kind of alive-o.
Yeah. So anyway, Terry Schiavo, that's not a girl's name. Terry is for Terence. Terence is a boy's name. It's not for girls.
Oh, Terry Schiavo was a girl.
Yeah.
So what about Marion Morrison? That's a nice girl's name, isn't it?
Well, Mary Ann, yeah, that's Mary Ann.
Do you know who Marion Morrison is?
Miriam.
No.
John Wayne. That's his real name, Marion Morrison.
God, what is this?
So in other words, when Johnny Cash did the song about a boy named Sue, he was talking about Marianne
I think he was just
Harrison.
talking about general American naming convention. Oh, how weird, a boy called Sue when you've got blokes called Marion walking around.
Look, okay, next time I talk to an American, I'm just be like, look, what is it, right, with naming boys girls' names? Like guys, look, is that not a bit gay?
I've heard of the Americans doing those, like, undisclosed tests on their own population with, like, spraying shit on them and whatever.
Look, we did that as well. That was done in Cumbria in the 1970s with cadmium. Yeah. But look, guys, America, it's bad enough that you circumcise boys, okay? You just, why have you got to give them girls' names as well? It's not fair. It's not on. America, you need to pack this shit in, all right? It's not healthy. Yeah. Just stop it.
September the 14th, we're going into the 60s now, Hobbit. The CIA contract...
Oh, the CIA did nothing controversial in the 60s at all. Yeah. And the Grateful Dead, just coincidence.
Well, I think this is just... It gets quite interesting, actually. I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Are you saying
the 60s are a CIA psyop?
No, I'm saying nothing untoward happened in the 1960s. The CIA had nothing to do with supplying the Grateful Dead a 55-gallon barrel drum of LSD and taking it to all their concerts and using it to diffuse the anti-war movement by turning them into a bunch of drugged-up hippies.
CIA contract agent
associated with the anti-war, because that was the thing. Like the anti-war movement in there was just like quite serious, like people, clean cut and stuff like that. Like, look, I'm sorry to use them as the example here, but people like Richard Spencer and Nicholas Fuentes were going around college saying, "Yeah, I think this like war in Vietnam is not a good idea," and then they to tar them with this filthy brush. They just like had all these hippies go around. It's like, yeah, man, I don't believe in war too. Do you want to do some LSD?
You're a baby killer. Like, you're a baby killer.
It's like, no, get away from me, you smelly hippie. I've got like legitimate grievances against being conscripted into a war which doesn't serve our purposes. Like, yeah, man, I hear you too. You know, free love. So you should come to like my drum circle and stuff. And that's the problem. You see, you're like the Joe Normal in America associate the anti-war movement with these filthy fucking hippies, and that's what sort of made the Vietnam War continue like way longer than what it should have.
So September the 14th, 1960, CIA contract agent Robert Mayhew pitches to Johnny Rosselli, a former movie producer and bodyguard to Columbia Pictures president Harry Cohn, on using the mafia to assassinate Cuban President Fidel Castro. Why would you go to a former movie producer and bodyguard to Harry Cohn to talk to the mob?
You know how I said like people like Matt Damon? I'm not saying Matt Damon. I'm saying people like Matt Damon. It's like, look, we absolutely
people
have to
like
do
Matt Damon, but
Indonesia.
not Matt Damon. That's what you're saying, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. People who could fill the role of Matt Damon, but not Matt Damon himself, or Tom Cruise, but not Tom Cruise. They have to like do filming in Indonesia or Turkmenistan. And then some like foreign dignitary ends up dying in a freak accident It was just an accident, bro. Honest.
Yeah.
Definitely not anything to do with the filming of this film.
Or they go up in a badly serviced Cessna or something like that.
Well, it's just like the other thing as well. Like, imagine like you're Prince Hussein Al Jabadi of
you meet Ali Berry and she offers you a blowjob, would you?
Yeah, and then you find like dynamite's been strapped to your testicles and you get blown up, and then you try and like let's say you survive the like exploding cigar assassination attempt, like somebody happened to him in Cuba, and you go to the press and say the CIA sent me some cigars and I smoked them and they went kaboom, like in that film with Sylvester Cat. And people just laugh at you, go like, "You've watched too many cartoons, mate." And then the CIA's like, "We'd never put 4 grams of C4 plastic explosive in one of Fidel Castro's cigars, which would then be set off with a thermal fuse. We'd never do that sort of thing. But if we did, here's how we do it."
So this next bit's quite interesting. It's all about James Bond, pretty much the rest in the 60s. March 27th, 1961, the novel Thunderball is published, containing very positive dialogue about the CIA and Alan Dulles personally as a result of his correspondence and friendship with Fleming. April 25th, it kind of puts a different colour on James Bond, doesn't it? April 25th, 1962, CIA Head of Public Affairs Stanley Grogan receives a memo informing him of a letter saying that the film Capture That Capsule is denigrating the agency. October the 5th, 1962, Dr. No, the first James Bond film, is released. It includes the debut of cinema's first recurring CIA character, Felix Leiter. The script is partly written by Richard Maybaum, who writes several of the early Bond films. September 24th, 1963, the screwball comedy Charade is it Charade or Charade? Is released. Charade, I think.
I've always called it a charade.
Yeah, is released by Universal Pictures. Its storyline includes a CIA character and a tale of OSS agents stealing gold. It has no CIA support or influence. April 13th.
Just responding to the chat, by the way. So I thought Alphabet Cat said, and the CIA were not involved in the Laurel Canyon music scene. Got that? And I was like, well, certainly not Alphabet Cat. The CIA had nothing at all to do with Laurel Canyon. The Doors frontman, Jim Morrison's father, history is not in question. The fact that he was the commanding officer at the Gulf of Tonkin incident is just purely coincidence. Or that Frank Zappa's father worked at Dow Chemical on Agent Orange. It's just, you know, it's as Bob Ross would say. Well, there's no mistakes. It's just happy little accidents.
April 13th, 1964, CIA memo records how the latest James Bond novel, You Only Live Twice, contains positive references to John McCone, Alan Dulles' replacement as director. Was it? I don't know when, because Bush Senior was the CIA guy, wasn't he?
That's merely coincidence. That's not been proven or disproven anywhere.
October 16th, 1964, Charles Russian. That's W-A... R-U-S-S-H-O-N, so not Russian as in Russian. A technical advisor and government liaison on the Bond films invites CIA Deputy Director Marshall Carter to a special screening of Goldfinger and informs the agency they are making Thunderball. Both films were partly written by the OSS writer-producer Richard Maybaum.
Well, the other thing as well, like look, this is a bit further into the future, but there was this spin-off show from the X-Files called The Lone Gunman, and the first script on that wasn't written by Chris Carter. It was written by an anonymous benefactor from the CIA. So now, I don't know if I mentioned this before the show or at the beginning, but I'll just say in brief, the pilot episode of The Lone Gunman features a plot where terrorists hijacked aircraft using remote controlled because all modern commercial aircraft, they're fly-by-wire, so they use these computer chips to remote control them, and in this one the target was the Chicago Sears Tower, and they fly the aircraft into that. Just a coincidence, I'm sure.
Just a coincidence. I'm going to
This
start
episode
skimming.
came out
I'm going to start
before,
skimming from these two because a lot of these, like, you don't really know what the shows are and stuff. So, the low-budget spy film Operation CIA it says it's at 1965. Is released the first film to put the CIA in its title, as no CIA support or influence. 1965 Thunderball premieres in Tokyo. At the climax of the film, Bond and Domino are rescued via a plane with a skyhook. The plane is provided by CIA front company Intermountain Aviation.
Did I mention NQTEL before the show? Did I mention that during the show?
You mentioned it a little while
ago. That's all right then. Yeah. So Google's that. I'm pretty sure if you look into OpenAI and Sam Altman, who, by the way, has bought up all the RAM in the world. I'm not. That's an exaggeration now, but give it a few weeks and it probably won't be.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you look into, I'm sure the CIA slush fund is.
I cannot wait for the AI bubble to pop and all of these people to be made bankrupt. September the 17th.
There's going to be a repetition of the thing where they're jumping out of.
It's going to be like the .com bubble, I think. September the 17th, 1966, Mission Impossible. The long-running TV series makes its debut. It's inspired by the life and work of Robert Mayhew. Did you know that, Hobbit?
Yes, I did, because I watched... I had a binge where I watched all of the Mission Impossible films and sort of seen how they've evolved.
TV series.
Right, okay, but Robert Mayhew is mentioned in the films.
Yeah. The CIA reject an approach from Universal Pictures to support the Hitchcock spy thriller Topaz. The film is made without CIA support or influence. So they're not that influential in the film industry if things are still... Topaz is released and portrays the CIA very positively despite being rejected by the agency. So I assume the agency said, a lot of traffic out there. You don't want to accidentally get run over by a truck, do you, pal?
Yeah, it'd be a shame if the brakes were to stop working forever.
Jack Valenti writes, it says 1968. Jack Valenti writes to Richard Helms with feedback from Paramount and Warner Brothers on the prospects of adapting Howard Hunt's spy novels into films. Valenti has been pitching the novels to major studios on Helms' behalf. What else have we got here? So there's a few CIA-themed TV series that have been had a go at and not brought into existence. Okay, so this is interesting.
You know Francis Ford Coppola? I'm trying to think. His son's
I think we're actually getting to it. We're getting to that, Hobbit. I think you preempted it by a couple of minutes.
I've only mentioned the name. I haven't said what he's associated with, but I'm pretty sure Nicolas Cage is the son of Francis Ford Coppola. No,
he's like a nephew or a cousin or something, isn't he?
He's the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola,
and he's married to his daughter, isn't he?
What? That's like your second cousin, isn't it?
No, maybe not. So February the 17th, 1972, Senator John Tunney writes to the CIA asking for assistance on the forthcoming and assassination thriller Scorpio, at the time titled Dangerfield.
Literally. I was talking about girly names, right? His full name is Nicholas Kim Coppola.
Following a script review, the CIA agreed to allow the director Michael Winner and others access to Langley for filming, and even agreed to some scenes being shot in Richard Helms' home. It's 72. The MPAA and Jack Valenti host a special screening of The Godfather, where CIA officials and Paramount executives discuss using the studio to provide cover identities to CIA officers. They also talk about adapting Howard Hunt's spy novels into films and a possible TV series on the CIA. Neither project is ever made. God, they're really pushing this Howard Hunt geezer, is he then? Oh, here we go. June the 17th, 1972, the Watergate burglars, led by Howard Hunt, break into the DNC at the Watergate complex. Michael Winner is staying at the hotel at the time, and some of the actors from Scorpio bump into the burglars.
So I've got like the 5 wives of Nicolas Cage here. So he first married Patricia Arquette, married 95, divorced 2001. Then he married Lisa Marie Presley, married 2002, divorced 2004. Then Alice Kim, 2004 to 2016. Then Erica. Right, okay, YouTube. The name of his next spouse, Erica, Koike, Koik, and they married 2019, annulled 2019.
Yeah.
Then he married Riko Shibata, married in 2021, and not divorced yet. Yeah. But so, imagine you're married to someone called Erica Koik.
So,
do you think when he got annulled, he said, "Oh, that fucking
person, bitch"?
November fucking ex-wife, spouse.
Yeah. November 17th, 1970. November 7th, 1973. National General Pictures released Executive Action, a conspiracy thriller about the JFK assassination. The CIA closely monitored media coverage around the film, including the stories alleging the agency was trying to sabotage the production. The film is widely criticised on its release, and its theatrical run is short-lived, so I assume that comes somewhere near the truth then, did it?
Do you know who the 37th most powerful person in Hollywood is?
Is it Nicolas Cage?
It's Nicholas Kim Coppola, yeah.
April 7th, 19... No, it's Nicholas Yaxley Coppola, isn't it? I thought his name was Nicholas Yaxley Coppola.
Yes, Nicholas Yaxley Yenon, confirmed 37 gang.
April 7th, 1974, Paramount released The Conversation, a surveillance thriller starring Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman's in a lot of CIA films, isn't he?
Yeah,
have you ever noticed that?
Yes. So is Matt Damon.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying Matt Damon is Matt Damon. If you're listening, right, I'm not saying this. I'm just saying someone like you could be using the like. I'm saying somebody like Matt Damon, right, could go around the world assassinating people and have plausible deniability.
So The Conversation is written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And CIA surveillance contractor Martin Kaiser works as an uncredited technical advisor. February 3rd, 1975, National Media report on former CIA director Richard Helms being pictured on the set of 3 Days of the Condor with Robert Redford. So the 70s was where they really
Gene Hackman
really kicks in, doesn't it?
Gene Hackman was in was it the 70s or the 80s where they did Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but the new one.
Yeah.
I'll say the new one.
March 30th, 1977, the CIA received a proposal from wealthy industrialist Charles Felt Atkins to make an adaptation of the popular romantic spy thriller novel Shade of the Palms. The agency discussed the idea with Elkins, but ultimately rejected it. This film is never made.
So, like, when I was doing this, coming up with this show, the idea of it was like, shall we talk about the time where government spooks have influenced Hollywood to do stuff? And I started with the premise of, I'm pretty sure that Terminator and The Matrix and other films like that where like DARPA approached these people.
Because loads of people tried to sue him for.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Right. So the reason I mentioned that is because it's an open secret. Like the pilot episode of The Lone Gunman was a CIA script, and they just handed it to Chris Carter to do it. And so I did some research into it, and I got debunked, and it's like, absolutely not. Terminator was just a nightmare James Cameron had about a flaming skeleton.
Well, he would say that, wouldn't he? Because he ripped off an Outer Limits episode, another short story, and something else. A Philip K. Dick story, I think, even is one of the things he ripped off.
No, he is credited as sort of saying, like, look, there's an episode of The Outer Limits where this assassinate comes back in time, and he used that premise behind it. But the flaming robot is that now. Here's the thing, right? So we will. I want to do sort of, well, also to give your voice a rest. I want to sort of talk about Skynet and how you see. I don't know if you noticed this, but in the real world, there's this thing called AI, and yeah, people call it a large language model, but honestly, mate, it's like, oh, I can't use that analogy. I was talking with Fraser about this earlier, and I compared it to saying like it's a group of people. It's like, yeah, well, we can call this group of people this. It doesn't matter where they're from. So the fact is, large language model, whatever you want to call it, it's AI, and there's a lot of money into AI. And when I say there's a lot of money into AI, I'll get into this news story. So in electronics, there's three manufacturers of RAM. That's the storage used well, in just pretty much every device. And for some reason, when I say every device, right, that includes your car, the car's engine control unit, not just the infotainment, that needs RAM. Medical equipment, so like EKG machines and heart rate monitors and stuff, they need RAM. Your smart fridge needs anywhere from 2 to 8 gigabytes of RAM. And for some reason, and I don't know why this is, right, but you're actually getting pretty powerful computers with RAM in vapes. Like I saw someone who took apart a vape and then he programmed in a web server into it, and you can actually access this web page, and it's called VapeServe or something like that. And it's a website anybody can access, and it's like, yeah, here's a photograph of the vaporizer, and here's a webcam showing it, and this is the specs of how I got this website to run on the vaporizer, because somehow something for smoking drugs, nicotine, is got this technology in it. So anyway, a lot of money is in AI, and there's 3 companies that make RAM. There's Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron. And this week, Micron, whose consumer division is called Crucial, they have said, yeah, Sam Altman, I'm not saying it's Sam Altman, but Sam Altman basically gave us a huge sack of money and said, can you just like give me RAM in the future and not work with anybody else? And Micron said,
what's the NVIDIA CEO called? Is it Wyatt?
Jason Huang.
Jason Wang, that's it.
Yeah, it's like Donald Trump's like, I don't know this Wang. I don't know him. And then like after half an hour, it's always like, Wang's this great guy, NVIDIA, great company, huge company. I think they're doing very good. We're going to give them all your RAM. Yeah. We're going to give them a huge bonus and subsidies. We're not going to sanction them. We need NVIDIA. NVIDIA's going to make America great again. So anyway, Micron have basically said, screw you guys. I've got a better boyfriend now. And they're not going to do that. Now, you might think, well, how does that affect me? Surely Samsung and SK Hynix could just make up the difference. Nope. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't. You can't just like go to the silicon wafer shop and just say, hello, is that the Dutch company? Oh, I can't remember their name. I think it's Thyssen. Is that Dutch company Thyssen? Can I buy just another 500 extreme ultraviolet lithography machines, please? Or what's that? There's a 5-year waiting time on those because you don't have 500 of these machines in stock. And you're the only company in the world that makes these machines. Right. So even if Samsung and SK Hynix wanted to make up the difference, they can't. They're already at maximum capacity. Oh, and the worst thing about this, right, is Sam Altman has bought like various electronics factories, and the silicon wafers that could be turned into memory chips, he's bought them up. He's leaving them blank. And the idea is if he buys them up, the other AI companies won't be able to turn that into RAM. They won't be able to turn it into storage. So just for those not technical, right? RAM is temporary storage, and storage or flash storage is long-term stuff. So when you turn your phone off, it's going into the flash memory. When you turn your phone on, it's going into the RAM memory. Right. So anyway, Sam Altman's buying up all these blank white.
Don't you have ROM anymore? Then?
Oh yeah, well,
Did you hear about Samsung also telling its like consumer division or something? Like,
yes. I will get into that story because that's
so it's even worse than you think it is.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's going to have knock-on effects, you see. So anyway, Sam Altman's got these blank chips and the blank wafers that can't be turned into chips. And the idea is that even if he hasn't got it, because there's not enough power in the world for all these data centers, the idea is that he stops other AI companies from doing it, so he's the only player in town, which some would say if there was an antitrust thing going on, to shut it down.
Didn't this stuff used to be illegal? Like, do you remember when we have functioning countries with functioning governments and stuff?
Yeah,
and killing markets off for your own personal profit used to be frowned upon.
Yeah, it's generally seen as like something this disastrous to the market would be like, well, look, this is anti-consumer practice. Some lawyer will actually come up with the technical term, but it's not good for anybody involved. And as Fraser mentioned, now Samsung they've wound down their less profitable side of the business so that they can focus on making a different type of RAM. So without getting too much into the technical details, data centers like a type of RAM called HBM, and consumers use a type of RAM called DRAM. And suffice to say, Samsung have gone, well, look, there's a big demand for this HBM memory. So we're going to, because we've only got a limited number of these lithography machines, they're like imagine you've got a photocopier, right? But it etches circuits onto these silicon wafers. That's a lithography machine. They've only got a limited number of them because there's only one company in the world, in the Netherlands, that makes them, which, it's a monopoly, but somehow we get away with that. And they're just like, well, look, because there's more profit, there's greater margin, there's HBM memory, we're going to ramp down some of our DRAM production into this. And then let's say you're like me and just go, oh, well, that doesn't affect me because I don't use DDR5 memory. Well, they've stopped producing DDR4 memory because there wasn't enough production to make both DDR4 and DDR5. So all the production centered on DDR5. And now more than 20% of the market, because they were roughly third, but Micron's third was a bit less than the other one. So more than 20%, less than 30% of the market is just gone now. So a 64 gig memory module, which could cost you, but previously like less than £100, is going for £600. In fact, I could look on PC Part Picker and give you the values now. But the fact is, it's more than just, well, of course, gamers are the most depressed out of all the people because, we're the canary in the coal mine.
Video. That kind of size. 64 gig RAM.
When you are
got
trying
64 gigs of RAM in your computer.
No, I don't have DDR5, but there's DDR4 memory.
It's £369 on Amazon or 446.
Yeah, so I'm going to look at some DDR5 memory modules. I'm in the wrong bit. I want DDR. Oh, fuck's sake! But suffice to say, you're thinking, oh, well, this doesn't affect me. It's like, well, what if you want to buy a new car? Oh, I don't buy new cars. What if you want to buy a second-hand car, but the people that buy new cars, where you can buy your second-hand car, go, oh, well, there's no new cars for me to buy, so I'm just going to keep hold of what I've got. Well, so now you're fucked. What can you do? You can't.
Crucial Pro, if you want 6,000 megahertz DDR5, £626.
Oof.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at I want
that's two sticks. That's 2 sticks of 32.
600 still is that was like a month ago was like 400, maybe less. That's insane.
So if you want 128 gigabyte, 2 times 64, £799.
Yeah, it is like that. So if I go for memory, and if I go,
why would you want 128 gigabytes of RAM?
That's more for like video processing, though, isn't it?
Well, there's also some.
Can't you just download it off the internet like everybody else, like?
Or just a brand new AAA game that's unoptimized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, right, just to sort of stay in Tomorrow's World territory for a bit. So there's this thing, right, and it really annoys me with modern programmers because they're all fake. Yeah. And so Helldivers, popular game.
Oh yes.
Its
Yeah.
previous its previous file size was 153 gigabytes, right? And then someone said, well, look, this new patch is 23 gigabytes. What have they done? They said, yeah, so it turns out we believed that you needed to duplicate all this data more than 6 times because it helps hard drives. And then somebody tested it and said, well, look, I've deduplicated all this data and the load time is no different. So people were just sort of accepting this idea of like, oh, yeah, bro, you totally need to get like, you totally need to duplicate this stuff. And nobody bothered testing it. It's like, hey, shall we put this game on the hard drive and test it out for ourselves and see if this is true or not? And yeah, no, we'll never test this. So it's just, I do hope in the future that people go, you know what, seeing as nobody can afford RAM anymore, because fuck me, oh my god,
what?
So right, all of these are out of stock, by the way. So the first 3 items on this, G-Skill, Kingston, right, all out of stock. The next available one, which is in stock, Crucial. So this is a 64 gig memory module, 264 gigs, £750.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And if I'm going to look at the price history, if I look at the price history, so back in October that was £614.
Yeah.
And it's now going up to £900. Fucking hell!
To be fair, if you buy Crucial Pro, 2 sticks of 32 gig will set you back £626 on Amazon.
I mean, I heard somebody that was trading like an Nvidia 5070 graphics card, which is worth $1,000, and they traded in for 192 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and I'm just like, no, that's actually a really good deal. You got yourself a bargain. And this is the thing, it's not like it's just a case of like, oh, well, you'd have to make do with less because, RAM's expensive. Yeah. It's like, no, it will be a case of you won't be able to buy it no matter what the price.
I might have to go mine out my old fucking RAM from my old computer and sell it.
What? I would hold on to that for a year if you can. Because in a year's time, you'll be able to name your price. Yeah. It's like, look, I'm not saying do this right, but I know somebody that's not me. Okay, so burglars, if you're listening, it's not me, but I know somebody that's got 32 gigabytes of RAM on the shelf, and that's their retirement fund.
It is now.
In a year's time, they're going to list it on Facebook Marketplace. In a year's time, they're going to list it right for $50,000 firm, no low balls. I know what I've got.
So, someone's put some on Facebook Marketplace. Fucking hell, that's quite a way away. Corsair DDR5 525,200 megahertz, 32 gig, so that's 4 times 8 gigabyte, £250 on Marketplace.
Yeah, because they know they can get away with it. And the reason you're saying is like, well, what's this got to do with the Fortean podcast? Well, I can tell you now, right? So the fact is, DARPA, and I know I've been debunked on this one, right? So it's just James Cameron having a dream. It's definitely not the outer limits or anything else. DARPA has the idea of like AI will take over and kill us all. And then like a few global elite will leave on a beautiful Elysium whilst everyone else gets murdered by murder robots. Well, it turns out in order to have self-driving cars and self-walking murder robots, you need a fair bit of RAM. Because it turns out you need a lot of like memory to store valuables, to store information like detailed files on human anatomy. Oh, is that to make you a more effective killer? Precisely. Can I just say that there is one glaring flaw in the Terminator films, right? So for anybody that's not seen Terminator, try and set the scene. It's the post-apocalypse. the AI murder robots known as Skynet have caused nuclear war in Earth because they've hacked into all the nuclear missile silos around the world, which is also the plot to Mission Impossible 7. And the reason they've done that is because they want to kill humans. Now, Skynet wasn't able to kill humans in the first nuclear strike, so it makes these murder robots to go around and try and dig out the last bits of human resistance to exterminate them all. Now, humans, they can't grow anything because, well, the robots will just murder them and set fire to the fields. And secondly, everything's on nuclear fire, so it's a bit radioactive out there. So people are surviving eating tins of... They're having Big Mac fancy feast cat food burgers.
Oh, no.
And as you can imagine, there's not that much food to go around. So... I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of when Cobra had a fancy feast cat food burger. What a fucking dickhead. So anyway, did you know he died of Wow, they say he died of appendicitis. So
Died of a broken heart.
It's a mystery. Yeah, he literally did die of a broken heart.
Joshi! He missed his little Joshi.
That swan song fart just at the end of it, the Boglim's last fart. But anyway, sorry, back onto this Skynet thing, right?
What we actually need to get back onto is the CIA, Hobbit.
Well, yeah, I know this is a long tangent, right? But I'm explaining the CIA, DARPA, funny bugger stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the fact is, the Terminators were created in order to infiltrate this human resistance. Now, bear in mind, all the people in there are emaciated and they're pale. So what does Skynet do? I know. Let's take a Mr. Universe model and make him an infiltrator. No one will go, wow, what massive muscles you've got. How many fancy feast cat food burgers have you eaten today?
Because it's not really going to make any difference at all, the size of the Terminator. Because the Terminator's stronger anyway, because it's fucking metal skeleton. Like, you don't need size, do you?
Well, all I'm saying is in Terminator 2, you had what's his name?
That's right, ladies. You don't need size. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
It's not the size of the killer robot. It's what he can do with his quicksilver arms. That count. Because what's his name in Terminator 2?
Robert Patrick.
More convincing as Robert Patrick. Much more convincing as a killer robot infiltrator.
It was very convincing as a sucker for Tony Soprano as well.
Is that him in? He's the gambling addict.
The sporting goods store. Yeah.
I did think he looked familiar, but I didn't notice him because he was also in the X-Files, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Daggett? Was he Daggett?
He was there to when Mr. Duchovny did the Red Shoe Diaries, and it's like, oh look, get Robert Patrick in.
Far superior series, the Red Shoe Diaries. Some real. It was a private dick.
Red Shoe Diaries,
literally.
Well, Red Shoe Diaries wasn't as funny as Eurotrash.
Yeah.
Which we're big fans of here at. The problem is, I try and watch Eurotrash clips on YouTube.
You got to say Fortean Towers on it. That's what you got to say.
Fortean Towers, that's it.
Yeah.
Not Farty Towers.
Yeah, not fart. Do you remember the start of every episode they did an anagram of 40 Towers?
I liked Farty Towers. Farty Towers. Yeah.
Can you get deep farted Can you get deep farted avocados there, Hobbit?
I don't know. Yeah, you'll have to ask the spoon merchant.
Yeah. The oily man.
Fuck me. 700 grand. The most expensive one I can find is selling for £1,300.
Okay, now.
And that's just two 64 gigabyte modules.
So basically, any old computer bits that I can sell from the attic are going to be worth fortunes. It's like people will be cobbling together like Pentium 4s.
So there's this. It's an industrial motherboard. It's the ASRock H160M combo, and one of its unique features, apart from having a PCI slot, so just for the non-technical thing, An industrial motherboard is one that's designed to work with legacy hardware. Like, say you got a CNC machine from the 1980s, and it won't have USB on it because it's from the 1980s. So you use the serial port to connect to it. So this motherboard's got serial port, and it's got a PCI lane, so you can use legacy hardware from the early 90s. Now, the common motherboard, it can take DDR5 memory, but it can also take DDR4 memory, which is the previous generation. And that is like people sort of saying to it, hey, how about you have one which can take in the old DDR2 ones as well? Because we'll be sort of digging in the loft for old modules back from the early 2000s at this rate. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a thing I saw like a few weeks ago where they're saying, oh, yeah, NVIDIA aren't going to be bundling memory on their graphics cards anymore. It's just like,
what?
Is there just going to be a thing where, like, you buy an NVIDIA card, it's like a jack-in-the-box where you open it up and it kicks you in the balls? And it's just a recording of Jensen Huang going like, "Ha sucker!"
It's just a note in a brown box saying thanks for $5,000.
Yeah.
It's just like it plays a video of Jason Huang going, "Ha piggy, thank you so much for your money. Now I go make Skynet using all your funds, you sucker." If you want a vision of the future, imagine Jensen Huang and Sam Altman pissing on your face forever, but from murder robots. They're going to be uploaded into robot bodies and have chainsaw hands and a drill for a penis. They're going to like skull fuck tanks using their tungsten carbide drill bits.
Right, can we get back on track? Can we get back on track now?
Well, can we get back to some wholesome CIA chungus?
Yeah, just the wholesome CIA. The glory days of 1979 when you knew the CIA were assholes.
Can we just get back to some good old-fashioned like drug running so we can sell crack to black neighborhoods in order to fund
it
our
kind of
war
involves
against
that.
Iran?
What is the CIA's Phoenix program, Hobbit? Can you look that up for me quick? August 15th.
I will look up that for you.
August 15th, 1979. United Artists released the war epic Apocalypse Now, inspired by the CIA's Phoenix program, and written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Hobbit. The production involves a 2-year battle with the US government, with Variety reporting that the CIA had planted an asset within the crew in the Philippines to harass and disrupt the filming. To be fair, I don't think the CIA had to do much. I think what's his name did the most of it, didn't he? Marlon Brando disrupted most of the filming by himself, didn't he? DOD Hollywood chief Don Barrack is asked about this CIA operative and denies any knowledge so that means he definitely was one.
Hang on, Dom, what do you mean Hobbit is nutshelling planned obsolescence? I don't understand the term nutshelling.
Nutshelling? Fucking hell. All right. You can't do blue sky thinking, Hobbit? You're not going to pick the low-hanging fruit? Dom's gone full fucking native in an office, hasn't he?
I don't understand. I've never heard the term nutshelling. I'm unfamiliar with it. So your hyperbole describes my humbler settlement provision of robots in Fallout 4. My humbler settlement. What? Good job. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate search engines. Do you mean you could just put?
I know.
Office speak. Is it office phrases? You know, like blue sky thinking. I'm trying to do a set. Corporate buzzwords. Here we go. So what we got now?
Nutshell, English meaning. Using as few words as possible. Using as few words as possible. The hard outer covering of a nut. Okay. Yes, Dom, I am nutshelling planned obsolescence. Well, look, the thing is, right, and I think people have noticed because Dom, for those if this is your first show, right, we like to do a thing called audience participation. So every every Thursday evening from 7 p.m. onwards on the YouTube. We'll host the show live, and then you can listen to a recording to it later, which are available on a number of websites. And the audience, they help and they contribute. Now,
Nutshelling is from Fallout 4, apparently, Hobbit.
I don't understand.
Anyway,
but either.
Can I just talk about fucking Apocalypse Now, Hobbit?
Just a second. I know what it means. If I was to say to you, Hemi, can you, like, in a nutshell, tell me what this CIA stuff is about, please?
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it means.
Yeah, but
in a nutshell.
Isn't that? Didn't we used to call that an elevator pitch?
Well, I've heard the expression "in a nutshell." Could you explain it to me, please?
Hey, look, it's me in a nutshell. Was that Austin Powers? Here's me. For some reason,
I'm thinking of Fist of Fun. It's like you want that in a nutshell.
Yeah. And so
you know what your problem is, Stuart? You know what your problem is, Stuart Lee? You want it in a nutshell.
So in September, United Artists invite CIA director Stansfield Turner and his wife to a screening of Apocalypse Now, but it's unclear if they attended.
Oh, did you want me to talk about the Phoenix thingy?
Oh, yeah. What is Phoenix? So apparently it's inspired by the CIA's Phoenix program. It's something to do with getting prisoners of war out, I assume.
Phoenix. Oh, here we go. So the 15th of August, 1979, United Artists released their war epic Apocalypse Now. Yeah, you've said that. Yeah. Inspired by the CIA's Phoenix program and written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola. You've said that bit. The production involves a 2-year battle.
No, I want to know what the Phoenix program is. I think you've just Control F and found Phoenix program.
Yeah. You see, I'm looking. Oh, here we go. No, this is. Yeah, sorry, I was on the wrong tab. Phoenix program was a brutal counterinsurgency program run by William Colby, later head of the CIA, aimed at weeding out Viet Coing. They've written Viet Coing here, and their sympathizers. The Viet Cong. Yes. According to some sources, more than 25,000 suspected Viet Cong were killed, many of them assassinated as part of the operation. The Phoenix program designed good bit of
Phoenix program.
The Phoenix program designed, coordinated, and executed the United States Central Intelligence Agency, United States Special Operations
Wikipedia's
Forces.
better, Hobbit. Throughout the program, Phoenix neutralized 81,740 people.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
The program was in operation between 1965 and 1972.
Oh, so neutralised is what they did as a whole. 26,369 of those were killed.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So neutralising wasn't a euphemism. They did neutralise them, but some were neutralised more permanently than others.
Wasn't there like it's either a film with Arnold Schwarzenegger or
no, it's Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon mentions the Phoenix program.
Oh no, I think of Leslie Nielsen. Isn't there a film called The Neutralizer?
Not that I know of.
Or I'm thinking of The Equalizer. Oh,
it's The Equalizer, isn't it, with Edward Woodward.
Yeah. Oh,
and then later Edward Woodward's double. What's his name? The black guy.
Woodward
Denzel Washington.
Is. I don't think of him as a remarkable actor because I can't name any films he's in apart from The Equalizer. I just find the actor's name incredible. It's like his dad must have just been like, Mr. Woodward, what will you name your son? His name shall be Edward.
So how about this one then?
And I spelled that with W-O-O-D. He's Ed Wood.
How about this one then? January the 28th, 1980. CIA officers...
Alphabet Cat mentions Edward Woodward is in The Wicker Man.
Yes. CIA officers Tony Mendez and Ed Johnson successfully exfiltrate 6 State Department personnel out of Iran. So this you heard of the film Argo, Hobbit?
Film Argo?
Yeah.
No, I don't know it.
Oh, okay. Their cover is they're a movie crew scouting locations for a non-existent sci-fi film named Argo. Special effects artist John Chambers, who had worked as a CIA contract agent for years, is a key part of developing this cover story and is later awarded the Intelligence Medal for his work. So what they did was they sneaked some people out of Iran, but their cover was that they were making a sci-fi film. What's his name? Ben Affleck did a film about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How about this one then? How about this one out of left field? February the 22nd, 1980, the CIA's Employee Activities Association makes an application to Disney's Magic Kingdom Club, having previously received passes via an arrangement with the State Department. There's some weird shit that goes on around this, isn't there? So rest of the 80s.
Who's this Spielberg of the name there mentions? Like, what's Spielberg's association with the CIA or CIA, as some might call it?
So how about this then? Bill Casey, who at the time was the CIA director, attended a screening of War Games hosted by Jack Valenti and the MPAA. So it mentions The Man with One Red Shoe, which is Tom Hanks, was made with the help of former CIA officers. Spies Like Us, do you remember that one? So
I've heard of it, never watched it.
Former CIA guy helps that out. Tom Clancy visits the CIA headquarters, 1986.
No.
How about this one then? January 1987, a bidding war erupts for a script about Eugene Hassenfuss, a cargo wrangler who had gone down in a Contra supply plane flying over Nicaragua. The script is eventually bought by a CIA front company and the film's never made. So they just fucking buried it.
Henry, I've just been reminded of, like, I think the CIA might have been involved in this thing, right? But now, do you know when Gary Kasparov was going to be like a politician in Russia?
No.
Yeah.
Right. So he was right. So I'll try and set the scene. I'm pretty sure it's Gary Kasparov. It might have been someone else, but I'm pretty sure it's him. And he's giving this party conference about his manifesto and everything. And there's someone, and this is before the era of drones. He's got like a remote-controlled drone of a flying dildo, and he keeps buzzing Gary Kasparov's face with this dildo that's flying around. And I'm just thinking to myself, do you remember the time when the CIA like harassed Gary Kasparov with flying dildos?
Seems like a CIA thing.
It was like, oh, I found it! It's the clip is up. Can we roll the VT?
I'm not risking it on YouTube. You know YouTube. You know how YouTube is basically like a Victorian old lady.
Yeah, but
I think they'd positively swoon if they saw a video of that.
So YouTube like policy, right? We're all like gay here and pro LGBT.
I don't think that.
So seeing a flying dildo, and it's buzzing Gary Kasparov, and he just now for those that are watching this listening to this on the wireless rather than watching it, right? It's got contra rotating fans, so that's how it's aimed. And the head of the penis is pointed towards Gary Kasparov, and the security agent is reaching out and he bats it right on the bell end, causing it to crash and fall. Gary Kasparov and the flying penis. That clip was uploaded 12 years ago.
Did you know Tom Clancy is a hall monitor? So he's mainly like Tom Clancy. You think he's like a proper hard lad, like he does all these like nails spy thrillers and games and that. So on May the 11th, 1990, Tom Clancy writes to the CIA Director of Public Affairs, James Greenleaf, providing him with a copy of a fan letter he'd received that made appalling allegations about the agency. What a tattletale.
I
CIA,
know what you said.
look what he said about you.
I know what you're saying is important, and also I don't like him. But however, I'm just found like the original clip, and this is posted by the ITN. This was posted 17 years ago on YouTube, so that would have been 2007.
Dildoing. That would have been quite shocking back then, wouldn't it?
I remember
not like
seeing
now, where people go on breakfast telly with their dildo sat on their fucking bookshelf, is it?
Well, I remember like back in 2007 when I first saw the clip, and I was just like, "Fuck me! How did they get away with showing that on the news?"
Yeah. Now they just go on breakfast. You seen that one of that woman, that feminist woman or something, where she goes on breakfast news and the dildo's on her fucking bookshelf.
Oh yeah, and it's not just a normal dildo; it's like a bad dragon animal dildo as well, because it's just got to have the extra degeneracy there on thing. By the way, this show is brought to you by Bad Dragon, our proud sponsors of the pro-LGBT Fortean Words podcast.
Did you know in 1991 there was a film called Company Business? It's an action thriller that reminds the public that the Iran-Contra is over and the CIA have new business. It bears hallmarks of CIA support, surprisingly enough. There's nothing to look at here, guys. It's all over now. Because Tom Clancy's a tattletale, Patriot Games gets authorised to film at CIA headquarters.
Fair enough then. Yeah. But yeah, just to sort of go back, Dom, nutshelling, it is something. I didn't know you were just talking shit, but it really is something. So yeah, but when you're saying, can you just put that into a nutshell? You're saying you're asking for a summary thereof.
Yeah, CIA balls deep in the film industry.
So
in 1997, Patrick Stewart visited the CIA headquarters and is favourably impressed by what he sees.
Is that so?
Yeah.
So Hemi, I was just about to say, because you did summarise it in a nutshell. You'll say the CIA are balls deep in
Hollywood.
The thing. Yeah, that's it.
Like a dildo in Gary Kasparov's face.
Like a dildo. If you want a vision of the future, imagine flying dildos harassing politicians forever.
So next week, I think I want to do a CIA-related murder. So there's a scriptwriter called Gary DeVoe. So I wouldn't mind. We might do a bit more of this because there's still like the 90s. This goes into the 2000s. What CIA is up to, what the CIA is up to.
The CIA's given us plenty of meat to do it.
They are busy people, aren't they? And then we can talk about this Chase Brandon fella, who was reportedly Steven Spielberg's handler.
Interesting.
In my is my nutshelling a thing? I want to create a musical with people as different types of nuts, starring James Gordon. What, do you not want anyone to watch it?
Who's going to be the peanut and who's going to be the Brazil kernel, or as your grandmother might call it, something else?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not allowed to say these normal words.
Are you going to do the D's plant? Well, Dom, what do you get from a D's plant?
What's it? A D's plant?
Yeah, D's nuts, Hobbit.
Oh right. Yeah.
What are we done for the evening?
Oh, I feel pretty like the CIA mind controlling me to go to bed early.
Yeah. Remember, if you're watching a Hollywood movie, it's probably influenced by the CIA. And
if you want to write to us, you better do it on a second-hand computer because there won't be any new ones.
Yeah. And remember, the events happening in this program aren't all that common. What did Nick Ross? Hold on, let's see if I can find Nick Ross's thing from the end of Nick
Crime Watch.
Yeah. What did Nick Ross say?
Remember, kids, if you're thinking about having a nightmare after watching this show, don't.
say at the end of Crime Watch? Well, as Nick, so the fucking AI is shit. Oh, so Nick Ross famously signed off from Crime Watch with the catchphrase, "Don't have nightmares, do sleep well." No, he didn't say that. He said something else as well. Fucking useless cunt. He said these, you know, although these are nasty, they're not that common, didn't he? Is that why they had to get rid of Crime Watch? Because now they're more common. The sort of crimes you see on Crime
Unfortunately, the crime is all too common. I think that's the problem.
No, so apparently AI has no idea what Nick Ross used to say at the end of the Crime Watch. Yeah, he said don't have nightmares, but he used to say something about how common things were as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Remember, if the CIA offers you a free airplane ride, don't take a free airplane ride.
Remember, if the CIA say, here you go, champ, here's your Cessna all fueled up and waiting, probably best not to fly it. And also if Hillary Clinton does the same.
Yep.
And anyway, don't have nightmares, stay spooky, etc., etc. Good night all.
Woo!